Right. So what we are going to do is today we are going to start with our tute number 4, which is related to analysis of accounting and its purpose. Okay. So this is a very small chapter where you will be learning different concepts related to theory. Okay. So related to theory is what you will be learning in this chapter. So it is very important. So let's quickly finish this off and let's move on to the next one. So tute number 4 is what we are going to discuss today. That is, this is what analysis of accounting and its purpose based on trends in accounting. Okay, the environmental factors. This is very easy, and make sure you keep this thing in your mind. We will quickly finish this off, but this can be definitely tested in your exam. So make sure you're giving your 100% focus and finishing this off very quickly, right? Okay. So first of all, learning outcomes, right? Explain the accounting environment. The example, the examiner can ask you to explain the accounting environment. So that is also very, very important. And then name and explain environmental factors, discloses how changes in environmental factors influence the accounting process, right? Okay. So accounting environment. This consists of external factors which influence the accounting practice of the business. These environmental factors cannot be controlled by the business. Okay. So can an online student please confirm whether you all can hear me clearly? You all can hear me clearly? Am I clearly audible? Right. Okay. Thank you. So this accounting environment can be classified into following environmental factors. What are the environmental factors? Okay, so that is very important. Make sure you write it down. Number one, economic and political. Okay, economic and political environment. What is this economic and political environment? Example for economic and political environment is related to the government. Okay, then economic environment is related to your monetary policy and fiscal policy. You would have learned this in your online economic class or wherever economics class. You will be able to learn what is this economic environment is. Okay, so do you know what is economic environment? Okay, so in your economics class, the economics lecturer would have taught you what is economic environment. The economic environment is related to the monetary policy and fiscal policy, how a government is run. Okay, so these are the things that you need to make sure you are keeping in your mind. This can definitely be tested in your exam. These are theory areas, not interesting like the practical accounting areas. So, but you have to make sure these are the small concepts that you need to keep in your mind, right? Okay. Technical and professional, number 2. Technical and professional. Technical and professional environment. Okay, very important. And then number 3, legal environment. Number 4, social and cultural, very important. Social and cultural. Finally, the technological. Okay. Okay, that is very important. So make sure you write these 5 points down. This can be definitely be tested in your exam. So, right. Right. So if you take number one, economic and political. What is this? Economic and political, right? So as I said, government brings in policies, new policies. What are the new policies that government brings in? What are the new policies that government brings in? New tax policy, okay? New taxes that government introduces. Those are the new tax policies that government introduces. That is called under economic and political. I have given enough examples in your page number 2, but it is my time to give you a proper explanation. We'll quickly move on to the next one, right? Now, technical and professional. What is this? Yes, your accounting standards. When will you learn this? In your grade 13 syllabus is where you will be learning your accounting standards. Those are very important. So accounting standards comes here. Okay, understood? So these are the small things. Make sure you are keeping in your mind. Legal environment, right? Legal environment. What is this? Yes, your Companies Act, your Income Tax Act. So those are the things that are regulated by the government, right? So very important. Social and cultural, the beliefs, the norms, the habits, and everything. You know that you have already learned in your O levels as well. And then technological environment is your artificial intelligence, those things, the computers, and those are the things that will be included, right? Identify two variables for following environmental factors, right? Quickly, I want you to write the answers quickly by taking 1 or 2 minutes. Quickly get the answers. Answers are already available. Okay. Right. Okay. So let's move on to the next part. How changes in accounting environmental factors affect accounting. Okay. So it is clearly given how changes in accounting environmental factors affect accounting. Now, what is this? Changes in accounting environmental factors affect accounting. What is this? Yes. First of all, what you need to make sure is right, economic and political environment. Okay. To take the variable interest rate. Okay. To take the variable interest rate in an economic and political environment. Okay. How does this change? Right? Make a interest rate take a කොහොමද බලපාන්නේ ඔයාගේ economic political environment එකේ වෙනසක් ඇති වෙන්නේ, right? ඔයාගේ interest එක වැඩි වෙනවා. Your interest is going up. Okay? Interest percentage is going up. What will happen? Your interest expense will go up. Okay? In Sri Lanka, interest is going up. Okay? What will happen? Your interest expense will go up. Okay? Very easy. So what will happen? Yes, what will happen to your profit? What will happen to your profit if your expense goes up? What will happen to your profit? The profit will come down. Right? Understood? If your expense goes up, what will happen to your profit? The profit will come down. It is very important. So that is how interest rate can affect, right? So now let's read. A reduction in interest rate encourages obtain loans, profits increase. The increase in additional loan results in business development and increased income, right? Okay. Technical and professional, okay. Depreciation of property, plant and equipment according to the standards. Yes. Technical and professional, right? We have always learned in our O levels. Now also we will be learning. We know a word called depreciation. Have you heard anything called depreciation? Have you heard this word, depreciation, right? So depreciation is something, you have a machine, okay? You have a machine. This is a machine, for example, okay? For example, this laptop I am keeping in front of me. You can't see this laptop, but there is a laptop in front of me. This laptop, can I use it forever? use For example, for 5 years. Example, I can use this laptop maximum for 5 years. So, what happens? Yes, the economic benefit from the laptop that I am getting keeps on reducing. That is what is called depreciation. That is what is called depreciation. Very important. Okay. You understood what is depreciation? This laptop, which is in front of me, I can't use this forever. I can use this for a certain time period. So the economic benefits keeps on decreasing. That is what is called depreciation, right? Very important, right? So depreciation is a part of your accounting standards. That is related to technical and professional. Why? Depreciate karanna what accounting standard වලින් කියලා තියෙනවා. From the accounting standards, they have instructed you to include a depreciation. Simple as that, right? So here the interest rate component we have discussed. Here the depreciation component we have discussed. What else? Right? Legal environment. Okay. Partnership ordinance. Legal environment, right? So if there are changes in your Income Tax Act or your Companies Act, okay, what is this Companies Act? Have you heard? What is this Companies Act? Have you heard? Yes, Companies Act is where how to register business. What are the names that can be included? What are the types of businesses that you can register? Companies Act, right? So if there are changes in the Companies Act, normally there is no change. Last time the change was done back in 2007, right? Back in 2007, I was a small boy going to school, grade 2. Okay, so back in 2007 is where this was happened, right? So Companies Act, if there being changes, the legal environment changes. Simple as that. Social and cultural. What is this? The personal lifestyle patterns, right? Very important. The personal lifestyle pattern. Okay. The personal lifestyle pattern. Okay. It is clearly given. The personal lifestyle pattern. Taman jeevat wena vidiya, right? How you wear, what you wear in your hand, what are the shoes that you wear. So that is the personal lifestyle. The personal lifestyle changes. What is the effect? Yes, the consumption of locally produced foods encourage more business to engage in local food production and sale. Thus, what has happened? Yes, increasing profits. What did they say? Right? Lankawe මිනිස්සු ලංකාවේ නිෂ්පාදනය කරන කෑම. The Sri Lankan people start consuming whatever that is produced in the country. Right? Very important. So what happens? The local businesses profits will increase. Very important. So that is the accounting impact. Understood? Right? Okay. And then finally, use of modern technology. Yes. Use of modern technology. Use of modern technology. What is this? Yes, artificial intelligence. From that, what is the impact to the accounting? Yes, from artificial intelligence, you can have what is the impact to the accounting. It's very simple. Okay, you can get data about businesses and then Tamanta accounting වල මොනවාද ප්‍රශ්න තියෙන්නේ ඒක AI වලින් ඔයාලා දැනගන්න පුළුවන්. From artificial intelligence you can understand what are the risk in your business. So what will happen? Ultimately your profits will start increasing. Yes, now you know where you have gone wrong, right? So this is also very important. Just to give you a basic idea, this is not something very big, but make sure this can definitely be tested in your exam, right? So the next one, let's quickly finish this off. Identify relevant variable for each environmental factor, right? This is the same thing that is repeated. Quickly write it off. Quickly write off the variables and we will move on, right? Variables of environmental factor, right? There are 12 variables given. You have to match it, okay? In economic and political, in technological, in legal, in technical professional, social and cultural. So these 12, you have to put it where it belongs, okay? Very important. I will give you 2 minutes. Quickly finish this off. Right? Okay. So this is very easy. So let's check your answers. Economic and political environment. Okay. What are your answers? And the economic and political environment. You have to write the answers here. In the question number 2 is what you should have wrote the answer. Question number 3 is something that you need to explain. So first of all, economic and political environment. What are the things that needs to be included? Yes, tax principles, price levels, and exchange rate, right? Very good. So in economic and political environment, those are the 3 things that should be included, right? So the next one, technical and professional. What are the things that are included in the technical and professional, right? Accounting standards, okay? And then number 11, professional accounting firms. Professional accounting firms, number 11, that also should be included in the technical and professional environment, right? And then we are moving on, legal environment. What should be included in the legal environment? The Companies Act, the Partnership Ordinance, right? Very important. Companies Act and Partnership Ordinance in the legal environment, right? And then we are moving on, social and cultural. Okay, social and cultural, migration and personal style, right? Personal lifestyle and migration should be included in the social and cultural. Okay, so legal environment, Companies Act and Partnership Ordinance, and then social and cultural, migration and personal lifestyle, right? Very important. And then finally, the technological environment. What should be included in the technological environment? If you want, you can just put the numbers also. Modern technical equipment. Okay, modern technical equipment. Number 3 should be included. Computer technology, number 5. And then communication technology, number 8. Okay, number 3, 5, and 8 should be included in the technical and professional environment, right? Very important. Okay, so let's move on. Explain using an example how each environmental factor affecting to the accounting function of a business, right? Exchange rate. Okay, so exchange rate is there. How will you explain how exchange rate affects the economic and political environment? Okay, how will exchange rate affect? We take, for example, the exchange rate. Okay, how will it affect the economic and political environment? Very important to understand. If you have understood, you can write it down by yourself. So explain means, what is this? You can't just write words. You have to write a proper 2-3 sentences for the examiner to give you the full marks. Okay, so explain means the word, the action verb is very important, right? Explain. Exchange rate. How does this exchange rate affect the business, right? So this is very important. Make sure you understand. Okay, exchange rate. Okay, exchange rate. How does this affect your business, right? What is this exchange rate? You know what is exchange rate? Anyone knows what is exchange rate? Exchange rate means LKR versus USD. Okay, US dollar and LKR. How much is, and for example, you should know this general common sense. How much is $1 right now? For example, if you take 2025 January, it is like almost like 300. Okay, so $1 is equal to 300, right? LKR, for example, it's not exactly 300. It can go between 10% variance. So exchange rate, right? Now, if the USD, right, this 300 goes to 400, make a harasiyo now. What is the impact to your business? What is the impact to your business? Price levels will go up. Okay, price levels will go up. Why the price levels will go up? Dollar එක රුපියල් 300 නම් 400 යනවා. Okay, what will happen? Your prices will go up. Why? Because you are spending, previously you were spending 300 for one material. Now you are spending 400. So your price levels will go up. That is, if the price levels go up, if the prices go up, what will happen? The demand, yes, what will happen? The demand will reduce. This is taught to you in your economics. I'm touching this in accounting. Your demand will reduce. Why? ඉස්සර තිබ්බ රුපියල් 300ට අද තියෙන රුපියල් 400ට. Can I buy the same amount? I don't have money. I'm not that rich. What will happen? Your demand will go down. As a result, what will happen to your profit? What will happen to your profit? What will happen to your profit? Yes, your profit will go down, right? Very important. So that is what you need to write. Exchange rate goes up, your price levels go up, your demand will go down. As a result, your profit will go down, right? First of all, right, let's write the answer. Due to the exchange rate fluctuation, due to the exchange rate fluctuation, due to the exchange rate fluctuation, the prices of goods and services, the prices of goods and services, the prices of goods and services will be increased, will be increased, will be increased. Okay, now we are in the question number 3, page number, what the page number? Yes, the page number 5, question number 3 is where we are. The prices will be increased, which will result in a reduction in demand, which will result in a reduction in demand, which will result in a reduction in demand. Eventually resulting in a reduction in profits, in a reduction of profits, right? So this is what we have learned. Did you understand? Yes. So what happens? Exchange rate goes up, your prices go up, your demand comes down, your profitability comes down. Simple as that. This is very simple concept. You have already learned in economics. Even if you have not understood, let me know. I will teach economics also, right? Okay. So the next one, technical and professional, right? What is this? Right. Write down changes in SLFRS 15. Changes in SLFRS 15. Changes in SLFRS 15 can be affected to the revenue recognition, policy of the business, revenue recognition policy of the business. Okay, revenue recognition policy of the business, very important, right? Done. Right, and then number 3, legal. Changes in the Company Act. Changes in the Company Act affecting changes in the Company Act. Changes in the Company Act affecting the way the company does the accounting part of the business. Does the accounting part of the business. Okay. Does the accounting part of the business. Right. Accounting part of the business. Social and cultural. Number 4, the attitude of purchasing. The attitude of purchasing. Only the local products. Only the local products will result in increase in profit levels. Increase in profit levels of local businesses. Right. Number 5, technological introduction of new methods of production. Introduction of new methods of production. Introduction of new methods of production can result in reduction of cost. Reduction of cost. Reduction of cost. Eventually resulting in increase in profits of the business. Eventually results in increase in profit of business. Right? Very important. Increase in profits of business. Right? Right. So this tute is done. We are moving on to your tute number 6. Right? That is very important. And then we will be doing many questions in this. Right? So we are done with your tute number 4. Tute number 4 was all related to the 5 types of environments. Okay? So make sure you remember this. This can definitely be tested in your exam. How in the last final question we have learned how this can affect the business. Okay? So we have got the answers. During my time, when I was doing my A-levels, I got very good results. That is because, whatever I learned in the class on that day itself, I go home and I revise it. Take 5 minutes, 5 to maximum 10 minutes. I just quickly look at what I have learned. Because if you revise the same thing that you have learned within the next 12 hours, it has a significant impact. Right? Mama ada padang karapu de, ma gedara giya, dawalta I poddak balua. Mama ada monada igena gatte. Right? This is what I learned. So these are the small things that you have to do in your life to become successful, more successful than others. Okay? This is a big competition. So these are the small things that I did back in 2017-18 when I was doing my A-levels. So now you can still do that. If you follow my guidelines, definitely you will be able to get good marks in the exam, right? Okay. Now we are moving on to tute number 6. This is very important and very interesting. Okay, the accounting part, definitely it is interesting. And now we are going to do many questions in this. So these questions will not be easy. Make sure your writing book is with you. You have opened your writing book. Okay, you have opened your writing book. So, right. Number 1, first part is the matching concept. Okay, right? What is this matching concept? Matching concept no, right? No one has heard what is this matching concept, right? Matching concept. First, I'm going to give you the note. You write the note, and then I'll explain what the matching concept is, right? According to this, all the expenses incurred, in generating the income, must be deducted from the respective income, when calculating the profit. Accordingly, when calculating the profit, full stop. Accordingly, both income and expenses, should be matched, right? Both income and expenses should be matched, right? Now, what is this? This is a very important concept you need to understand. Okay, in a business, okay, there are two types. What is included in your income statement? Okay, there are two types. What are those two? Income and expenses. Okay, this has been several times. This has been tested in your past papers. If you take the last 10 years past papers from 2015, from 2014 to take, everything is tested. Even from 2010 onwards, 2010 paper, 2012, from not 13, 14, 15, and then again 17, 18, 19. All the years it is tested. What is this matching concept? So, students, very important. Make sure you keep this thing in your mind. Now, what is this? Yes. To generate income, you will need to incur expenses. ඔයාට ඉන්කම් එකක් ආදායමක් ලබන්න ඔයා වියදමක් දරන්න ඕන. To generate an income, you need to always incur expenses. What is this? Yes, for example, another example, you can pay, you are having a farm business, okay? A chicken farm, for example. For that, you need to pay salaries to your employees. Then only they will work and they will generate income for you. Okay? So, your income and expenses should always be matched with one another. Okay? Income and expenses, match when known. This is what matching concept is. The expenses should always be there to produce income. Okay. If there are expenses which are not relevant to produce income, what are these expenses? Expense, samara expense තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒවා income generate කරන්න expense නෙවෙයි. What is that? What are those expenses? Yes, for example, if you take example, if the business pays owner's personal telephone bill, personal telephone bill, make a income generate කරන්නද? No, right? So this is not relevant, but paying the employee salaries, yes, without you paying salaries to the employees, they will not work. ඒගොල්ලෝ වැඩ කරන්නේ ඔයාට ආදායමක් එන්නේ නැහැ. But if you pay salaries to the employees, they will work, they will generate you an income. So that is what the matching concept is. If the expense should be relevant for the income, in producing income, that is what you are going to record in your retained earnings, right? Very important. Huh? Whatever that I'm saying is absolutely important going forward. In this tube, we are going to do many questions. It is very, very important. Make sure you are putting in your head. Okay? In your retained earnings, we have done this in our tube number 5. What was retained earnings? We have learned it, right? So this, whatever the expenses that are used to produce income will be recorded in retained earnings. These two parts will be recorded in retained earnings. So matching concept is, now you have understood, the expense should be incurred to produce income. They come a match when known. That is when you can recognize in retained earnings. Simple as that. In your, for example, in your income statement, nattang in your profit and loss account. Profit and loss? Yes. Okay. So in your profit and loss account, we will be learning this later. So these things that make sure you're keeping in your mind, right? Okay. The next one, effect of matching concept on financial statements, right? Number 1, closing stock adjustment. Closing stock adjustment. Closing stock adjustment. Closing stock adjustment. Depreciation of non-current assets. Number 2, depreciation of non-current assets. Depreciation of non-current assets. Depreciation of non-current assets. Number 3, impairment losses. Impairment losses, which is the bad debt. Okay, impairment losses. Impairment losses, in brackets bad debt. Impairment losses, in brackets bad debt. Number 4, stock damages. Number 4, stock damages. Okay, number 3 was impairment losses, in bracket bad debt. What is this bad debt? BAD-DEBT. Okay, bad debt. This is something bol naya. This is what in Sinhala you tell as bol naya. Okay, bad debt. You get money from someone. Okay, for example, I am doing a business. I'm giving money to someone. Okay, that person will not return. I don't have money. I can't return. So that is called bad debt. Bol naya. You're giving a loan to someone. That person is telling, no, I can't pay now. I can't pay this. I don't have money. That is called bad debt. Right? Understood? What is bad debt? Right? So these 4 things, I know you will not be able to understand right now. Right? So question number 1, state 4 items which change equity balance of a business. In last class, we learned. Okay? In last class, we learned state 4 items which will change the equity balance of the business. Equity balance of the business. We learned this last class. Definitely we learned this. These are the 4 items from which there will be a change in equity balance. මේකෙන් එළියට කවදාවත් equity එක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Definitely equity will never change. Whatever that is not there, these only 4 concepts. Okay. Number 1 is capital. ඔයා capital එකක් introduce කරොත්, if you introduce a capital, number 1. Okay. If you introduce additional capital, or introduce, equity will change. Your equity will go up. Last week, in our last class, we learned this. Number 2, sorry, drawings. Drawings. Can you remember what is drawings? Yes. Because of drawings, one of the drawings, owner takes 5,000 from business drawer, right? ලාච්චුවෙන් රුපියල් 5000ක් ගන්නවා තමන්ගේ වියදමට. That is called drawings. What happened? Equity will go down. Very important, equity will go down. Okay. Number 3. Income. Yes. Income. If there is an income, what will happen? Your equity will go up. Your equity will go up. Very easy. Number 4 is your, I need answers. Number 4, I need answers from students, from online students, from other students. I need answers. Number 4, මොනවද වෙන්න පුළුවන්? Quickly. We learned last week also. We learned. If you have revised it, you would have learned it. Need answers. Come on, from online students. Charit, Nishad, Isuri. There are so many. Tarushi. I need answers. Come on, I need answers. There are so many students. I need at least one answer. Yes, very good. Very good, Nishadi. Very good. Right? What is this? Expenses. We learned last week, right? Right. Very good, Charit. Very good, Nishad. Very good. Right. I'm getting so many answers. So, students, these are the 4 things from which your equity balance, okay, your equity balance can change. Very important. Equity balance can change. Only these 4 concepts. Make sure you write it in your question number 1. That's the answer. Right. So we are moving on to question number 2. What is the question number 2? Out of the above 4 items, the next question that we are going to do, out of the above items, 2 of them change due to the direct impact of the owner. But the examiner is asking, out of these 4, what will change due to the direct impact of the owner? දේවල් දෙකක් තියෙනවා. මුදලාලිගේ මුදලාලි හින්දා වෙනස් වෙන දේවල් දෙකක්. What are those 2? Those 2 things. I need answers. Come on, I need answers. Physical students from online, everyone, I need answers. Yes, very good. I'm getting answers. There are 2 things. Very good. So I'm getting answers from physical, right? Very good. Online students, yes. Very good, Charit. You are correct. I'm getting direct messages. What about the other thing? Yes, very good. See, I'm getting answers from physical, right? Very good. Online students, yes. So from capital and drawings is what will change due to the direct impact of the owner. Quickly write it down in your tute. And then another two of them change without having a direct impact of the owner. That is income and expenses. That is the next part is income and expenses. Okay. Without the direct impact of the owner. Number one is, first one is capital and drawings. The next one is income and expenses. The next one is income and expenses. Quickly write it down. Right. Okay. Now we are moving on to income. Monada income can monada. Right? Write it down. Amount that increases assets. Amount that increases assets. Amount that increases assets or decreases the liability. Or decreases the liability. Or decreases the liability while increasing owner's equity. While increasing owner's equity. While increasing owner's equity. While increasing owner's equity without having a direct involvement, a direct involvement of the owner, right? Of the owner. So we all know what income is. Income is something that you get to the business, which is good for our business, right? Okay. Then there is one space, income dash owner's equity. What should come within that dash, that whatever that is, the space is there, income dash owner's equity. Yes, very good. I'm getting from physical students, right? Online students, very good. Very good. Jainath, very good. So, income increases owner's equity. We all know that, right? In equity component, inside equity, there are three components. One is capital, one is income, the other part is expenses. The other part is expenses. Very important, right? Okay, so examples, right? Quickly write down the examples. Sales is an income. Examples for income: sales, discount received, dividend income, gain on disposal of non-current assets, dividend income, and then gain on disposal of non-current assets, gain on disposal of non-current assets, gain on revaluation, gain on revaluation, and then interest income. Okay, interest income, right? So gain on revaluation, we will not learn right now. This is a bit of a complex part. Moving forward, we will have to learn what is gain on revaluation. But let's move on, right? Okay. What is the difference between income and revenue? Okay, under income, right? Income includes both revenue and other income. Income includes revenue, both revenue and other income. Both revenue and other income. Revenue includes income generated from the main business activity. The main business activity. The main business activity, right? This is very important to learn, understand. Revenue කියන්නේ sale එක. ඔයාගේ products ටික ඔයා විකුණලා ඔයා ගන්න සල්ලි ටික ඔයාට sale එකක්. That is a sale for you. Other income, what is income? Something else. You have a building, that is rent income. You get fixed deposit, that is interest income. So these are the small things that you need to keep in mind, right? Okay. So make sure you understand revenue is from your main business activity. Main business activity. Very important. Income is not your main, is something other. Okay, for example, I took the example of Dhammika Pereira. I'm having Keel supermarket is mine. Okay, the Keel supermarket. Whatever that I'm earning from Keels is my main business activity, right? So that is my revenue. If I'm having buildings, if I'm having fixed deposit, that is my income. Simple as that, right? Okay. Expenses. Now we are moving on to expenses. Amount that decreases the assets. Amount that decreases the assets. Amount that decreases the assets or increases the liability. Or increases the liability. Or increases the liability. Or increases the liability while decreasing owner's equity. While decreasing owner's equity without having a direct involvement, of the owner, without having a direct involvement of the owner, without having a direct involvement of the owner, right? So this is very easy. The expenses is something that reduces your assets, right? Okay. Expense dash owner's equity. What is this? Yes, it decreases owner's equity. Okay, this is very easy, straightforward. Okay. Examples. Number one, cost of sales. Cost of sales. Example, cost of sales is your expense. Advertisement expense. Number two, advertisement expense. Number three, salaries. Number four, distributor cost. Number five, water bill, electricity bill. Number five, water dash electricity bill. Number six, discount allowed. Right? Number six, discount allowed. Right? Next, we are moving on additional capital. Yes, we all know what additional capital is. Right? Let's write it down. The amount invested by the owner. The amount invested by the owner in the business. In the business. Right? Full stop. The next line. Due to this, the equity will increase. Due to this, the equity will increase. Due to this, the equity will increase. The equity will increase. Number three, this is not an income for the business. This is not an income for the business. This is not an income for the business. Very important. This is not an income for the business, right? Okay. So we have learned what is additional capital. Additional capital, I don't need to tell you again. We have learned this in our previous class. If you have watched the video, you will be able to understand. If you are in our physical class, you will definitely be able to understand, right? Okay. So drawings, right? We are moving on. And we also know what is drawings. We are going to write it down. Withdrawal of the profit by the owner. Withdrawal of the profit by the owner. Withdrawal of the profit by the owner. This will result in reduction in equity. 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 This cannot be, number three, this cannot be recognized. This cannot be recognized as an expense. This cannot be recognized as an expense. This cannot be recognized as an expense. Okay. Right. Now question number 3. I will give you 2 minutes. You need to write it whether it is increasing or decreasing. Very important. What is the effect? Increase or decrease? I'll give you 2 minutes. Right? Question number 3. You have to write if it is increasing. Number 1, capital introduced by the owner. Definitely it will increase. Increase the equity. Okay? This is very simple. Make sure I'll give you 2 minutes. Right? So this is very easy. Let's move on. Purchase of motor vehicle. Will this increase or decrease? Okay, purchasing a motor vehicle, is there an impact to the equity? There is no impact. There is no impact. Why? You're purchasing a motor vehicle for cash, your cash will go down, your assets, motor vehicle will come up. Both are part of assets. Very simple, right? Both are part of assets. Okay. So, motor vehicle, there is no change, right? Payment of salary. What will happen? You're paying salary. Yes, salary is an, what is this salary? Salary is an expense. Yes, very important. Salary is an expense. Your expense goes up. What will happen to your equity? Your equity will come down. Yes, very important, right? Owner introduces his motor vehicle for business use. Okay. Owner is introducing his own motor vehicle for business use. What will happen? Yes, your capital will increase. Your equity will increase. Very important, right? Next one, cash collection from debtors. Cash collection from debtors. Yes. You are receiving cash from debtors. Your cash component will increase and your debtors will decrease. These are part of assets. There is no impact to the equity. Very simple. It is not an income. This is not an expense. This is not a capital. Very simple. These are part of your assets. There is no impact. Okay. Very important to understand. Even students, the online students or physical students, even if you all have done a mistake, don't need to worry. Why? This is the time to make mistakes. In the future, when you're going for the exam, you can't repeat these mistakes. No problem that you have done mistakes because at least you have tried to answer, tried to give the correct answer. That is the most important part, right? Obtaining a bank loan. What will happen? Your capital will, equity will increase. Obtaining a bank loan, mudal pramane වැඩි වෙනවා. On the other hand, what will increase? Your liability. ගෙවන්න ඕන. Yes. So there is no impact to the, right? Cash drawings made by owner. Yes, cash drawings. Very important. Very easy. This will reduce your capital. Okay. Cash drawings. You are taking money out of your business. That will decrease your equity. Very easy. Very important. Right? Owner paid business creditors out of his personal money. Last week we did the same exam. Okay? In our tude 5, we did the same exam. Okay? Owner paid business creditors out of his personal money. What will happen? What will happen? I need answers. Come on. Owner paid business creditors out of his personal money. Okay, salli වලින් ණයගැතියන්ට සල්ලි ගෙව්වා. Right? This is very important. So your capital will increase. It is like pumping more capital, additional capital. This will result in an increase in your equity. Right? Understood? This will result in an increase in your equity. Business paid owner's personal telephone bill. Very easy. This is another part of drawings. This will decrease your equity. Cash paid to creditors. Cash paid to creditors. What will happen? Your cash component will go down. Your liabilities will go down. There is no effect to the equity. Understood? Right? Understood? Yes. Yeah. Some students, online students also, you all can get it wrong. No problem. මේක තමයි ඔයා වැරදි කරන අන්තිම මොහොත. ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාගේ වැරදි වෙන්න බෑ. Right? Okay. So, next we are moving on to a big question. Right? I will give you 10 minutes. No, I will give you 5 minutes. You have to record, only do the number 1, first requirement. Record the above transaction in the following equation. Okay? Requirement 1, record the above transaction in the following equation. I want quickly, I will give you 5 minutes. You have to do it quickly. Okay? In your writing book, make sure you write it down quickly, put the answer. Right. Okay. So we are moving on to your answer. Right. So now make sure all the students who are online and physical, all the students, make sure you stop writing. Look at me. You try to understand, and then I'll give you time to take it down. Okay. So now what the question is asking, first of all, you have to read the requirement. What is the requirement? Record the above transaction in the following equation. What is the equation they have given? Assets equals capital plus retained earnings. Retained earnings minus liabilities. Okay, this is what they are asking. Very important. Okay, so retained earnings, you know what will come under retained earnings. We have learned it under retained earnings. Income and expenses. Okay, the retained earnings, we will be having income and expenses, right? Right. So first of all, right, we are moving on. Number one, Rupika commenced a beauty parlor which started its activities on January 1st, 2021, and the following transaction took place during the first week. Okay. 1st of January 2021, to commence business activities, she gave the business a building valued at 800,000 and she owned together with 500,000 in cash, right? What is this? She has invested. What is this? Additional capital, right? We have learned this. She has invested additional capital. How will you record this? Yes, this is very important. We have to record this, right? So the opening balance, right? This is very easy. So the opening balance, transaction number one, 800,000 of building. This will increase your equity balance from 800,000. So this is related to capital. And then you are getting cash. So your cash balance will go up. And then again, your capital balance will go up, right? So the first part we have done. First thing we have done, right? Next one, purchase necessary material for use in the beauty parlor at a cost of 250,000, right? What is this? We have purchasing stock. Very easy. Number two, make sure you're not writing anything. Make sure you're just focusing. I'll give you enough time to write. Okay. So purchase cost 250,000. What will happen? Your cash will reduce, right? Because you're paying cash. Cash will reduce, right? So this is plus, this is plus, this is plus, this is plus. The previous ones are plus. Now minus 250,000. Minus 250,000. What is this? Your cash is going down. On the other hand, what is happening? There has to be two entries. For every transaction, there has to be how much? Two entries. We have learned it. Your stock will go up. Very good. Right? Your stock will go up. Right? Understood? Very easy. We have done it in our previous class also. Last week we did this. Yes, Satya, we make kara. Right? It's okay. So there is nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, right? And then part 3, income for the supply of beauty parlor services, 150,000, while the cost of materials used was 100,000, right? Very important. Cost of materials used. What will happen? If you are using material, what will happen? Your stock will go down. Right? 100,000 worth of stock. 100,000 worth of stock will go down. 100,000 worth of stock will go down. Okay. Write this clearly. 100,000 worth of stock will go down. But how much you are receiving? Yes, you're receiving in cash. How much? 150,000. 150,000 you are receiving in cash. Why? Clearly says income for supply of beauty parlor services 150,000. Yes, they are receiving 150,000. Now, what is the profit? What is the income from this? Income, yes. Where will you recognize income? Under retained earnings. Yes, under retained earnings, you have to record the income portion. Very important. How much is your income? Not 150,000. 150,000 is your cash. Income is your net benefit. How much is your net benefit? How much is your net benefit? 50,000. Very good. Okay. 50,000 is your net benefit. Very important. Make sure you're focusing, you're giving your 100% focus. Right? Understood? This is your net benefit. So 100,000 your stock is reducing. 150,000 your cash is going up. What is your income? Your income should come under retained earnings. How much is your income? 50,000 is your income. Right? So next part, obtain the loan of 200,000. Obtain the loan. Ayagatta. What will happen? Your cash will go up. Very easy. Your cash will go up by 200,000. What else will go up? Yes, very easy. Your liabilities will go up by 200,000. Right? The liabilities will go up by 200,000. Then next one, pay 3,000 for telephone services and 2,000 for electricity in cash. What will happen? Cash will go down by how much? Cash will go down by how much? 5,000. What else will go down? What else? Yes, your retained earnings. Why? Because it is your expense. Expense goes up. What will happen to retained earnings? Retained earnings will go down. Right? Make sure these small things, make sure you keep in your mind. Okay? 5,000. The retained earnings will go down by retained earnings will go down by 5,000. Okay. The next one, pay 10,000 salary to an assistant. Same simple thing. Same thing. Your cash will go down by 10,000. Your retained earnings will go down by 10,000. Very easy. Right? Okay. Next part. Rupika took 4,000 from business for her personal expenses. Then monadame. Yes. 4,000, definitely your cash will go down. What else will go down? Is it your retained earnings or your capital? What is drawings? Drawings is a part of your capital. Very good. Very good. Right? So, 4,000. Your capital will go down by 4,000. Right? Then finally, last one. Income generated on credit basis, 55,000. And cost of materials consumed, 40,000. Very easy. What will happen? First of all, we will use the cost of material. Used how much? 40,000 of materials used, right? Make sure you are 100% giving you 100% focus. This is another tough example. Okay, 40,000 of your material will go down. Yes, will happen. Your stock will go down by how much? 40,000. Your stock will go down. What else will happen? Yes, but you are getting how much? How much is your income? How much is your? So your debtors will go up by 55,000. Right? 55,000. This is not your cash. You are not receiving cash. You are selling for credit. What will happen to your debtors? Debtors will go up by 55,000. How much is your income? Income is always your net benefit. Yes. Your net benefit, where will you recognize income? the retained earnings, your income is increasing. 15,000. Yes, very easy. It is simple. We are done. We are done with the first part. So easy. Now you have to balance it down, right? Now I'm giving you 2 minutes. You have to quickly write it down. We have to finish this question in today's class, right? Giving you 2 minutes. Write this down in your writing book with very quick. Okay, I need the speed. Right. So now we are moving on to the next part. Calculate the profit of the business. Very important. I know you guys don't know this, how to calculate the profit, but now it is your time. Make sure you are listening to me, giving you 100%. Please stop writing. Okay. Profit. There is a 5-step process. Okay. There is a 5-step process to calculate the process, to calculate the profit of the business. This is what they ask. Number one, step number one is First of all, you need to identify how much is the revenue. Okay. First of all, you need to identify how much is the revenue. Okay. First of all, you need to identify how much is the revenue. Sales. How much is the sales? Okay. How much is the revenue? This is easy. How will you find the revenue? Yes. Here, this is the revenue. Why? Income that you are receiving, 150,000 is your revenue. Okay. 150. I don't have space. That's why I'm writing 150. You have to write the full amount. Okay. 150,000. What else? The last part. Yes. This is also revenue. Income generated on credit basis. How much is the revenue? 55,000. These two are the only parts that are related to revenue. Why? Income from supply of beauty parlor services, 150,000. Even in the question. And the last one, income generated on credit basis. Right? So how much is this? 205. Make sure you're not writing anything. These small things is very important. You will have, I will give you homework next week. You need to do it by yourself. There are two more questions, right? So make sure you understand. Number 2, 5-step process. We are moving on to number 2. Your cost of sales. Yes, what is this cost? Cost of sales, right? How much is the cost of sales? Simple. 100,000 here is your cost of sales. Okay. I'm putting as cost of sales plus what else? Yes, 40,000 cost of sale. Whatever that you are selling, there is a cost, right? In this, 40,000 is the cost. In this, 100,000 is the cost. Simple as that. Okay. So the cost of sales, how much? 140. Make sure you're focusing. We're giving you 100% focus. Okay. Finally, how much is the value? 65. Am I right? Let's check whether my mathematical accuracy is correct. Yes, 65 is the answer. Right? That is number 2. Step number 2 is done. Step number 3 is your income. Is there any other income? Right? Apart from the above, is there any other income? There is no any other income. We have recorded both the income under sales. There is no other income. Step number 3 is done. Step number 4 is your expense. What is your expense? Clearly given under the retained earnings column. Yes, here is your expense. Right? This is your expense. 5,000 and 10,000. Right? This is your expense. So, this is how much? This is 15,000. You have to reduce your expenses. Okay? Cost of sales, you have to reduce minus. Expenses, you have to minus. Income is plus. Sales is plus. So, step number 4 is also done. Step number 5 is what? Yes, very easy. Profit. This is how you find your profit. Very simple. Right? How much is your profit? 50,000. I haven't put 3 zeros. Simple. This is the 5-step process. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. What is your step 1? Revenue. To identify your revenue is 150,000 and then another 55,000. You got 205,000. Number 2, cost of sales. How to identify cost of sales? Yes, 100,000 is your cost of sales. 40,000 is your cost of sales. Very easy. And then what is your income? There is no other income. We have recognized the income, this part. There is no other income, 0. Expenses, what is your expense? How to find the expenses? Income and expenses always recorded in the retained earnings. See, this is your expenses. Your electricity, your, what else was there? Yes, salary assistant, electricity, telephone bill, HCL telephone bill included here. Salary is included inside this. Salary ka tiyenne may calculate. Simple. That is the expense. Number 5, your profit. Very easy. You will not be able to learn this easy method anywhere else. Right? Now it's your time. Quickly take it down. right? Okay. I want you to take it down quickly. So let's move on, right? The online students, have you taken it down? Right. Thank you. Thank you, Nishadi. Right. Okay. So now you may be wondering whether your answer is correct. මේ උත්තරේ හරිද? How to check? How to check whether your answer is correct? In one glance you can check. කොහොමද බලන්නේ? ඔයාගේ උත්තරේ හරිද කියලා? මේ තියෙන්නේ උත්තරේ 50,000. Very simple. Okay? There is a connectivity. 50,000 has to match with this 50,000. Okay? So this is simple. No one will teach you. ආට මේ වගේ දැනුමක් කොහෙවත් හම්බෙන්නේ නැහැ. This all comes with experience. Okay? I know you don't know this, now you know. දැන් කොහොමද බලන්නේ? මේ තියෙන්නේ මේ 50,000. Here is your 50,000. Very easy. Okay? Make these things, all small things, keep in your mind. Let's move on, right? ඊළඟට the next one is calculate the changes in equity. Okay. Now how to find the changes in equity? Okay. How to find the changes in equity? There is a 4-step process. There is another 5-step process. I am going to erase this. Changes in equity එකට step 5 process එකක් තියෙනවා. Okay. I'm going to erase this part. I hope every one of you have taken it down. Okay. So what is this 5-step process? Opening balance. Opening balance of your equity is how much? What is your opening balance? I want answers. Opening balance. Yes. 1.3 million, 1,300. Okay. I don't have space. That's why I'm writing 1,300. Step number 2. How much was your profit? How much was your profit? I want answers. Yes, very easy. 50,000 was your profit. Sorry. I don't have space. That's why I'm writing as 50. Make sure you're writing the full amount. 50,000. Number 3. Is there any additional capital after this, after the opening balance? Is there any additional capital? No additional capital. Additional capital. Step number 3. There is no additional capital. Number 4. Make sure you're not writing anything. Make sure you're focusing on the board. I'll give you time to write. Additional capital. Number 4 is drawings. Were there any drawings? Drawings monari tibbada? Yes, here is the drawings. How much is the drawings? 4,000. So drawings always minus. Drawings is always minus. Finally, your equity balance. Okay, your equity balance is how much? 1,346. Am I right? Is my answer correct? Let's check with calculator whether my answer is correct. Yes, my answer is correct. It's so simple. Now one more thing. Are we done? No. Uttare harida. How to identify? The answer is correct. Add these two. මේ දෙක එකතු කරලා බලන්න. Yes. 1,346 is the answer. 1,346 is the answer. Right? There is a connectivity. Now your answer is correct, you know. This way, you're getting it this way. If you add these two, answer will come. Right? Quickly write it down. We are done with the question. right? So I have a small gift for you. What is the gift? I have a homework for you, right? You know, that is not a gift. Homework is question number 5. Okay? Question number 5 is your homework. You do the homework, come to the next class, the online students, all the 27 students in online, all the students, physical students, everyone. Question number 5. The next question is your homework. Do it and come. Next week we will meet. Thank you so much. All the best.